Hey, GI Customs back here again for episode 2 of the Classified Tomahawk. This week we're going to continue building this project for my customer. One clarification I do want to make sure I get right here is the customer on this is not a Chinook pilot, but instead he is a Blackhawk pilot. He reached out to me and made sure I got that right, so I'm going to make sure to clarify that this week. But either way, I appreciate all my customers, especially the ones that are off serving our country right now. Appreciate that service. As you can see here, I am building this somewhat, just assembling for now, temporary. I am going to be putting on the camo this week, and I've got some unique ways I do that here, some unique masking techniques, but put it all together. Steve's Toys here that made this does a great job of making it easy to go together with little pegs and stuff and slots that holds it together. Final product, I do glue as much as I can and still fit it in a box, so there's some the customer will have to do final assembly when they get it there. But right now I'm just fitting everything together so I can get the camo stuff to cross over the different sections and stuff like that. Something you'll see here is I'm taping things together. Again, you can see how they don't hold perfect, so taping them together, making sure they don't sag or anything is going to make sure that the camo looks good as you get it on there down the line. Something I did just figure out there, I got some cheap yellow masking tape this week. I found out quick why it was cheap. It was not sticking in all the places. It's not the worst. Some of it did work, but I gave up on it pretty quick here. I'll see if I use it on something in the future. But the good old green Gorilla Tape or whatever it is works great. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Please like and subscribe. I am still seeing through YouTube that about 40 to 50% of you guys that are watching, which I appreciate, aren't actually subscribed. So if you can do that, that would greatly help me grow this channel and get to a better place. So moving on here though, different technique for masking. I picked this up and when I started painting some of these bigger items is using Silly Putty. So it's great for more organic shapes that you don't want straight lines like you would get with tape or anything like that. It goes on pretty easy. You do have to make sure it kind of sticks. You got to push it in a little bit, so certain surfaces it might not be the best. But for this plastic stuff, I've used this now multiple times on the Tomahawks and it works out great. I use little post-it notes to block off any other areas just so I don't get any overspray on the interior if I can help it. But works out really well, and you'll see here with the Silly Putty, it masks it just great, stops the paint from going anywhere else, and then when you're done, you just pull the Silly Putty off, let the paint dry a little bit, and wad it back up into a ball, and you're good to go. It doesn't hurt the Silly Putty. This stuff I've used now on 3 or 4 of these helicopters, and still going good. So eventually you'll have to get some new stuff. As it just gets too much paint in it that maybe it just doesn't stick as well anymore or something like that. But it works great for this, so sit back and enjoy. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it or anything like that. But I will leave a link to the Silly Putty, though it's easy to look up, in the comments below. coming back in here towards the end, I did want to mention real quick, every one of these Tomahawks that I make are unique. So I do things slightly different on all of them, especially the camo pattern that I know the original toy had same camo pattern on all of them. I've tried to follow that in the past. It's just better to kind of, everyone gets their own unique camo pattern. Makes it look a lot nicer, gives a unique feel to each one, even though I'm making multiple of these of different kinds. So something to keep in mind. Is pretty cool that, you know, if you do order one of these and I get it going for you, that yours will be unique to you. No one else will have that exact one, and that's I think that's really cool personally. The other thing I do is some of the details and stuff are still unique. I do things a little different. Sometimes it's adding something that I didn't do on the last one because I figured out it was kind of a cool thing to do. Or take something away that I felt was, hey, this is a kind of a waste of time, or this detail isn't needed, let's focus on this other section instead. So just wanted to chime in on that. If you do order these, which you can off my site, gicustoms.com, you'll know that you're getting a unique paint scheme and unique helicopter. Even if it is a Tomahawk like I have done, you will have your own. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, it definitely helps the channel and helps me out. So if you like what you see, subscribe to me, hit those notification buttons. You get notified every time I have a new video out. But I'll let you finish up here, and I'll see you next week, next week's episode.